This is the chamber of the House of Representatives within a few moments after it was emptied, still showing the aftermath of the wild hail of bullets by fanatic Puerto Rican nationalists.
After becoming U.S. citizens in 1917, which allowed Puerto Ricans to serve in World War I but did not grant them equal rights, the people of Puerto Rico endured decades of exploitation. By 1930, all of Puerto Rico's farms belonged to only 41 sugar syndicates, 80% of which were owned by U.S. investors. This loss of land made Puerto Ricans leave the countryside where sugar was the most profitable crop and look for work in the cities. Unfortunately, the U.S. Supreme Court declared the minimum wage law in the island as unconstitutional. This decision is made despite the American Federations of Labor President Samuel Gomber's testimony, which stated that the salaries paid to Puerto Ricans are now less than half what they receive under the Spanish. Additionally, the prices for imported products rise 15 to 20%, making them inaccessible to most Puerto Ricans. With the island's economy deeply affecting Puerto Ricans while massively benefiting foreigners, the people of Puerto Rico seek change. This comes with Pedro Albizu Campos, one of the main protagonists of Puerto Rico's resistance movement. A graduate from Harvard, Campos is quickly elected president of the Puerto Rican Nationalist Party and begins to organize workers and investigate medical malpractices. Part of his investigation reveals that famed U.S. Dr. Cornelius P. Rhodes is found to have injected at least 13 people with live cancer cells. He's on record stating that Puerto Ricans are the dirtiest, laziest, most degenerate, and thievish race of men to ever inhabit this sphere. Other revelations include the massive sterilization of women in Puerto Rico, which extended until 1970. By that time, almost one-third of women had been sterilized, many without consent. All of these factors pushed the people of Puerto Rico to revolt against the U.S. government since this was U.S. territory and they were U.S. citizens. By 1934, sugar workers known as macheteros went on strike, which caused Campos and his party to become a threat to national security. The U.S. response is to impose order by force. Several massacres follow with retaliation from both sides, and by 1948, Law 53, or the GOC Law, is enacted, making it a crime to show any signs of support towards an independent Puerto Rico, most of the time preventing freedom of speech.
While multiple texts recognize the pivotal roles women played in the nationalist movements of Puerto Rico, such as leaders, planners, or supporters, these same texts recognize that they were most noted for their roles as political prisoners. Josiana Arroyo describes the significance of such a position. The offense of the political prisoner is political boldness, the persistent challenging, legally or extra-legally, of fundamental social wrongs fostered and reinforced by the state. The political prisoner has opposed unjust laws and exploitative, racist social conditions in general, with the ultimate aim of transforming these laws and the society into an order harmonious with the material and spiritual needs and interests of the vast majority of its members. One particular symbolic woman who embodies this definition is Lolita Dolores Lebrón. Cited in Latinas in the United States, a historical encyclopedia, the authors write, on March 1, 1954, Lebrón, then 34, accompanied by 3 young men in their 20s, wrapped herself in the Puerto Rican flag, pulled a gun from her purse, and opened fire from the visitors' gallery of the U.S. House of Representatives, wounding 5 congressmen. When they were captured, she insisted that she was the one responsible for the attack. Josiana Arroyo explains that Lebrón was freed by President Carter in 1981 after serving 25 years in prison. She writes, Lebrón was able to return to Puerto Rico, where she became a symbol of the struggle against the U.S. Navy in Vieques, and was involved in many other protests against the U.S. While women such as Lebrón were forever symbolized as women who dedicated themselves to the liberation of Puerto Rico, some Puerto Rican women were impacted by the movements in ways that involved issues related to their reproductive rights. Cited in Puerto Rican women's roles in independence nationalism and wavering women, Briggs writes, North American nationalism saw Puerto Rican women as destroyers. This nationalism relied on the tools of eugenics to limit the birth rate and fertility of those deemed unfit. These views led to infamous cases of Puerto Rican women being sterilized. While women have played a pivotal role in the nationalist movement, Bryan notes that some Puerto Rican women still call for the movement to address intimate partner violence, poverty, and exploitation.
Mr. Condia, do you agree that the way to gain independence for Puerto Rico is to go around shooting American congressmen?
The nationalist movement of Puerto Rico is a movement that for many than 25 years has been demanded in all international congresses and all international bodies the recognition of independence of Puerto Rico.